I was a degree about architecture in 78, and I built for me my first building, very important building, because the first building for an architect is the most important building at the end. And this building becomes very famous. It's a small factory, and in relationship with the architecture of Norman, because I was totally fascinated by the Sainsbury Center. And this building is a provocation a little bit between the architecture of the high-tech architecture we said during this period about Norman and Richard Rogers and some other British architect school, high-tech, and the Villa Savoye. Because this, the design about this building on the other facade is a Villa Savoye, but in metal. And also, the relationship between the Sainsbury Center and the building is the panel in metal with the pattern horizontal. Normally, a factory, you have a pattern vertically. In this building, you have a pattern horizontal, folded. And this is the reference from the Sainsbury Center in my work, and I built this building maybe around 80, and I was 27. The substance, the patrimonial, we said in French, substance patrimoniale, and this substance and about the heritage is very important. It's not, it is the root, if you want, about the architecture, and you should develop a special knowledge about that. Not to develop a copy is not a restitution, is the root about a new project, a new reading, a new approach, a new attitude. And I think this kind of articulation between the history, the substance of the heritage, and the new approach about materials, about the sustainability, about uses, is in fact the new life for the heritage. Architecture is a practice, and I say, okay, you got the diploma, but you will be an architect 10 years after. It's not a joke. It's normal, because if you would like to build a project, 2 years about studies, 3 years about work on the site, but the client have no money, you stop, you have no authorization, and finally, during 10 years, you develop maybe 1 project or 2 projects. It is a beginning. And in the same time, you should got some theory, but not only in architecture, about whole fields. And now everybody knows in the research institute, if you work about your field, you find nothing. If you work with some other research people about some other field, you have a chance to find something. And I think that is a secret about architecture and architect. Open eyes.